And welcome inside the Children's Arena in Oshawa, Ontario, as we get set for Arena Lacrosse League action. I'm Scott Arnold, and tonight we have the Oshawa Outlaws versus the Whitby Steelhawks. Oshawa coming into this game with a 6-1 record, riding a 3-game win streak. Steelhawks on the other side, they've got a 5-2 record. They're on a 3-game win streak as well. Oshawa leading the pack right now, first place in the standings. Last time these teams met, it was the Outlaws with a 16-13 win. Whitby looking to redeem that tonight. Starting goaltenders for the Steelhawks, it's going to be Grant Crawley. And for the Oshawa Outlaws, it's going to be Ryan Schutzkowski. And Whitby will have the first possession of this game. Tyler Goodchild dishes it off into the corner. He's going to set a pick. Ball gets swung to the far side. It's Trent Boyd. Back over to Goodchild. Trying to find a hole down the middle. Oshawa doing a good job containing them to the outside. Jarrett Downey with it now. Heavy shot from the outside. That goes out of play. Off an outlaw, though, so fresh 30 on the clock for Whitby. Downey dishes it in. And Trent Boyd trying for a little behind-the-back action. Trent Boyd coming off a monster game, 3 goals and 8 assists in their 16-14 win over Ohsweken last week. And now we'll see the Outlaws go to work on their first possession. Waiting for the offense to get out. All set now, still 16 to go on the shot clock as John St. John swings it to the far side. Heavy shot from the outside. That hits a body in front, coming back the other way. 3-on-1 opportunity. And it'll be Clint Lewis all by himself. Lewis' shot goes just wide of the net. Oshawa able to scoop it up, coming down on transition. Nothing developing there, so smart move by Brandon Graham. He'll pull it off to the far side. Ryan Nolan with it now. Swings it over to St. John on the near side. St. John comes off a pick. He's got a lane down the middle. 3 guys on him. Still gets a shot off and then a rebound. Finds the back of the net, but referee waving it off right off the bat. Crease violation as Whitby hustles back down the floor. It's the captain, Liam Osborne. Flip pass behind him to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer trying to find a man on the far side. That misses the mark, bounces off into the corner. It'll be scooped up by Schutzkowski. He looks down the floor. Peyton Wallace dishes it off, goes for a line change. There's a heavy shot coming through the middle by Alex Simmons. Trent Boyd looking to continue with the hot stick. As we mentioned, 11 points last weekend. Oshawa again playing some nice defense, not letting anything get to the inside. 5 to go on the shot clock. They have to get something off as Downey starts his charge towards the net. A little bit of a bad angle shot, enough for a reset if they can scoop it up, but they can't. As Schutzkowski plays it out of his crease. St. John over to Rogers. Rogers now comes off a St. John pick. He gets knocked down though as Boisano clips him. Oshawa still with it. Looked like it was knocked in the crease, but referee right there to make the call. He says no. A little sidearm shot goes wide and off the end mesh. Just over 3 minutes into this first quarter. Osborne, his shot goes wide. Rebound scooped up at the top by Quinn Highland. Back over to the far side, and there's a heavy shot coming from Pfeiffer. That misses the mark. 10 to go on the shot clock now. Pfeiffer cuts towards the net, looking for that pass. Instead, a heavy shot from the outside from Liam Osborne. Uses Pfeiffer as a bit of a screen, who is cutting towards that net. Looking for the drop pass, but Osborne decides to rip it, and that's the opening goal, 1-0. And you see Pfeiffer down the middle. He's going to circle, looking for that draw pass. And then instead, Osborne just comes around, scrambling up the Outlaws' defense just enough to get that shot off. So the captain gets things going here for Whitby. Ball's loose off the ensuing faceoff. Picked up by Whitby. They'll try to use some of that momentum off the last goal. Leclerc dishes it off to the far side. He cuts through the middle now as the ball ends up back with Downey. Shot by Darius Anderson. Doesn't make its way through. Ball loose on the near side. Couple big hits, and that'll draw the first penalty of the game and a crowd. So everyone comes in. You could hear that hit throughout the entire arena. We'll see how the refs sort this out. I think they'll just have the original penalty. Aiden Saint, the only one heading to the box right now for Oshawa. So it should be a Steelhawks power play. I don't think they're going to call anything else. No harm done by the crowd that was coming in. Just a bunch of pushing and shoving. And now a late whistle, and we're going to see Clint Lewis heading to the penalty box. Don't know if any words were said, but he was walking towards the bench. Referee blew the whistle, pointed at him, and pointed towards the penalty box. And then we have another Outlaw heading to the box as well, so it looks like they'll be coincidental. Referees having a brief discussion, but when all is said and done, we should have that original power play from that first hit. So with Whitby leading this game 1-0, looks like they'll be going on the power play unless the refs saw things differently. Nothing up on the board yet, penalty-wise. Referee just talking to the timekeeper right now to get things up there. As mentioned, both these teams coming off 3-game win streaks. A win here today for Whitby. That'll bring them up to second place. Right now they are tied in that third spot in the standings with that 5-2 record. And it looks like it'll be a 5-minute major on that original call. So a huge chunk of power play time right now for the Steelhawks to work with. Their power play this season, 54%. 31 power play goals, which is the most in the entire league. They'll work it around the outside. Pfeiffer quarterbacking things at the top. Everyone getting a touch. Now Pfeiffer steps in, a little backhand pass before a shot from Trent Boyd. Schutskowski makes that save. Outlaws down a man, hustling it down floor. And then a picked off play by John Wheeler. Nice play to read that pass, and it's a 3-on-1 just like that. And he shoots and scores. John Weller with the pickoff, and it's a power play marker, giving the Steelhawks a 2-0 lead. That only took 32 seconds of power play time. Looked like Oshawa was going to get something going on the man down. They had an opportunity to get something towards the net, and then here's Weller the other way. He had a couple options. It was a 3-on-1, and he decides to use the defender as a screen and just rip that home. So still on the power play from that 5-minute major, Oshawa with the ball. And we're going to have a penalty to Whitby, so as soon as they touch the ball here, that'll cancel out the power play, momentarily anyway. Schutskowski on the bench for the extra attacker as St. John muscles his way towards the net. Save by Crawley. That'll bring the whistle, and it'll be a slashing call. And that one will go against Malachi Good. So 2 minutes goes up on the board. Still 4:04 left to go on the 5-minute major. So we'll see some 4-on-4 action for the next 2 minutes. Oshawa trying to cut this lead in half. St. John with it. Looks to the far side to Simmons. Simmons into Hanrahan, little swim move. And a great goal there by Hanrahan. Highlight reel material. He does the little twister. Just 12 seconds into the 4-on-4. And watch him on the far side. Just goes as if he's going to set a pick, and then a little twister move near side. Making this a 2-1 game as Hanrahan showing his moves there. Ball's won by Whitby off the face-off, but it goes into an Outlaw stick, so now they have possession. Shot from the outside, no problem for Crowley, who looks down floor. John Leclerc dishes it over to McKinnon. McKinnon will slow things down. Still on the 4-on-4 for another minute 25 as Goodchild starts moving it in. Goodchild behind the net, circles back. Trying to find a man down through the middle, and a little broken play as Jeff Fernandez ends up finding the back of the net. Ball had just got knocked out of Goodchild's stick, and then off the single hop, Fernandez just comes out and scoops it. You see Goodchild doing the work behind the net, and then watch Fernandez. He's just right there. Great awareness. As soon as that ball becomes loose, he grabs it off the one hop, finds the back of the net, and he restores that 2-goal lead for Whitby. It's 3-1. Early movement on the face-off, so Outlaws will get possession. Still 4-on-4 for another minute 5. St. John with it. Thinks about driving towards the net. That ends up going off into the crowd as McNulty tried to dish it back to St. John and went off the top of his stick. Boisno moves it up to Downey. Downey sidestepping his way towards the corner, circles back out to the top. Highland now trying to get something going. That gets knocked loose. Back the other way comes Oshawa. Possibly their last possession on the 4-on-4 before they're going to be forced to kill another 2 minutes off that 5-minute major. Simmons with it. He's getting forced towards the boards by Leclerc. Over to St. John. 6 to go on the shot clock as St. John wires one home. An absolute bullet from the shooter position. And we are back to a 1-goal game after that bomb from John St. John. He's been the setup man for this team this year, leading the league in assists with 34, but he can also score, picking up his 15th goal of the season with that one. His league leading 49th point. Good battle going on off the face-off. It's the final seconds tick down off the Whitby penalty. And now the Steelhawks will go to work on the power play. 2:02 to work with. Can't get anything going there as the ball gets knocked down. Nobody able to get it, though. It's still bouncing all the way into the near corner. That'll be picked up by Hamley. Cody Hamley through the neutral zone. He's going to head to the bench now. Leaves the ball for Good. Over to Goodchild. They'll work the power play around. Everybody getting a touch. Pfeiffer unloads from the top. Shutzkowski able to make the save. Szuskowski still with it, steps out of his crease to avoid the count. Looks down floor, the pass a little off the mark. Ends up right in the stick of the other goaltender, Grant Crawley. He'll dish it off to Osborne, who moves it up. Flips it to Pfeiffer, who's going to quarterback this power play. Still a full minute left to go. Only 18 on the shot clock. Boyd out to Pfeiffer. Tries for that quick stick to the side of the crease. Ball's still loose. Oshawa looking to get maybe a shorthanded goal here to tie things up. They have 8 shorthanded goals this year. As Rogers trying to bulldoze his way through traffic. 3 guys on him. Ball gets knocked loose. Back the other way comes Osborne. Osborne with a couple fakes. Ball rolls towards the Oshawa bench. 10 seconds left to kill now on their penalties. We'll be back to even strength shortly as St. John looks for some help behind him. Back to even strength. St. John with a dish through the middle, and will be a crease violation as McNulty gets knocked into the crease. Quick transition back the other way. 4-on-2 for Whitby. Lots of traffic in front of Szuskowski. Somehow he sees it, makes the rebound save as well. Boisneau picks it up. We're going to have an interference possession call. Oshawa quickly back the other way, but referee notices the time. We are past the halfway mark of this first quarter, which means an official's timeout. We'll be back right after this. And we're back after that official's timeout as the Whitby Steelhawks hanging on to a 3-2 lead over the Oshawa Outlaws. John St. John, he has been in on both of the Outlaws' goal. He had an assist added to that first goal, so that gives him 50 points on the year now as he continues to lead the league in that category. He's got the ball now, looking to add to that total. Trying to find some cutters through the middle. Looks for Hanrahan on the far side. Now he's got it at the side of the crease. Hanrahan diving through, and that just misses the mark. Fresh 30 if Oshawa can get it, and they do. Good loose ball by St. John. Still with it. He's got a hold of the net. Shot just goes wide. Crowley may have got a piece of it. He did. Another reset. It's the third offensive possession on this same play as Oshawa's already had 2 resets. There's a third, but it did go off Crowley, not the iron, so their 4th possession on this same offensive opportunity as St. John trying to come off a pick from Rogers. Dishes over to Hanrahan on the far side to Simmons. Circling his way to the far side. That shot goes wide and bounces into the Whitby bench. Back and forth action continues in this one. Whitby got the first 2 goals, and the teams have traded goals since then. Whitby looking to restore that 2-goal lead, though, that they hung on to for a bit. Little dive through the crease from Boyd. Ball scooped up into the corner as Oshawa will make their way down floor. Andrioli. Pass was a little too hot for him. And McKinnon. He'll bring it back the other way. Loses the ball off the double team. And now Whitby gets it right back as Osborne. He's all by himself. His entire team has gone for a line change except himself. Now he's joined with some help as Pfeiffer through traffic. That one just misses the mark. Oshawa looking for the equalizer. St. John make his way down. One-on-one right now with Lewis. Dishes it off as McNulty with a little pick and run. Good transition by Whitby back the other way. Lewis has some room as Szuczkowski gets a piece of it, enough to get a whistle. Grandel heads off to the bench. Then the pass picked off by Whitby as defense on both sides has been outstanding so far in this first quarter. Downey tried to dish it through traffic. That gets picked off. Andrioli with it now. He's forced back into his own end by Downey. Needs to get over that line before the 8-second count. He does. McNulty on the near side. Looks to Simmons off the bench. To St. John. Saw him score from out there earlier. He has a cannon, we know that. That time it goes just wide. It'll be an over and back call as it crosses that center line. So a fresh 30 to work with as Whitby will have the ball deep in the Oshawa zone. Boyd back to Highland. There's a shot from the outside from Fernandez. He has a goal here tonight. That one goes just wide, and it's an over and back the other way. Oshawa moving quickly. Crowley, though, makes the save off Hanrahan. Solatoro. Little flip pass to Leclerc. He's backed up towards the bench, forced to make a pass to Pfeiffer. That misses the mark, but Pfeiffer able to grab it off the one hop. Goodchild with a heavy shot. That's saved by Szuczkowski. And we're going to have a penalty as soon as Whitby touches the ball. Szuczkowski heads off towards the bench for the extra attacker. 15 to play with here with the extra man on offense. And there's a shot that goes off Crowley up into the crowd. We'll see who gets the call. It's going to be White heading off to the box. So Keegan White. Roughing is the call. Or pardon me. Roughing was the call, but obviously it's not White heading off to the box. Be on the other side, Clint Lewis. McNulty now. Out to the top, there's a shot. Boisno gets it off the rebound. He's going to bring it down. Boisno has some room, but smart move, pulling out, waiting for the power play offense to get out as Boyd makes his way down. Whitby doing a good job killing this off. Oshawa trying to get back on the offense. They'll get a fresh 30. So a good chunk of time killed by Whitby. 40 seconds already. It's Oshawa just trying to get the ball back. Steelhawks hanging on to that 3-2 lead. There's a shot from the outside. And that fools Szuczkowski. Fooled everybody on the floor. A power play marker from long distance out of the stick of Trent Boyd. You'll see him here. Everyone's on the far side. Doesn't look like he's going to shoot. And then all of a sudden he makes a move right through traffic, through Nolan's leg, past Wallace, and then past the goaltender, Szuczkowski, with just 24.7 left to go. A short-handed marker. This will be Oshawa's first chance on offense for this power play, as Whitby not only killed almost a full minute, but they get a shorthanded goal as well. There's the first opportunity for Oshawa's Hanrahan trying to get a power play goal, and the last second will tick off the clock. And that'll do it for us here in the first quarter, as the Steelhawks with a 4-2 lead over the Oshawa Outlaws. We'll be back with second quarter action right after this. And welcome back inside Children's Arena. I'm Scott Arnold, bringing you Arena Lacrosse League action. The Whitby Steelhawks currently with a 4-2 lead over the Oshawa Outlaws. Fourth goal coming late in that first quarter, a shorthanded marker from Trent Boyd. Jeff Fernandez, John Weller, Liam Osborne, the other goal scorers for Whitby, as Oshawa looking for another one. It was John St. John. He's one of the goal scorers for Oshawa, along with Cole Hanrahan. That shorthanded goal was Whitby's sixth shorty of the season. Doing a great job killing off this penalty, but also finding the back of the net to restore that 2-goal lead. They continue to kill off the final seconds. And we're back to 5-on-5. Simmons, all by himself on the near side. Hanrahan swings over, sets a pick for him. Simmons trying to swing around, ends up going far side over to St. John. Back to Hanrahan, shoots and scores. Cole Hanrahan picking up his second goal of the game. Heavy shot from the outside. We saw him score on a twister from in tight earlier. This time, it's from long distance. You see Simmons moving over to the far side, and on your left side, you see Hanrahan just backing up, waiting for that pass. And he was top shelf. Incredible shot, making this a 1-goal game. Whitby still leading 4-3. That coming in the opening minute of this second quarter. Ball loose off the face-off. Oshawa able to scoop it up. Only for a second, though. It's hopping on the carpet again. Ends up all the way back into the crease to Schutzkowski. Aiden Saint Crosses over center. He's going to go for a line change. Couple sticks still on the floor from that last loose ball scramble. Oshawa looking to tie this one up. Simmons. He gets the dish through the middle. Little twister shot. This time Crowley able to make the save. Whitby trying to catch Oshawa in transition, but good line change prevents that. Now they'll set up their offense. Once again, looking to restore that 2-goal lead. Fernandez tries to drop it into the middle, looking for Downey. That ends up in Shutkowski's stick, up to Wallace. Wallace finds St. John off the bench, tries to drop it over the shoulder of Crawley. Now we'll see Whitby slow things down as Boiseno trying to anyway. But a good force on the other side of things is Peyton Wallace. Doing a good job on defense. Trent Boyd. Over to Goodchild. Wasn't intended for him, but ends up in his stick. 4 to go on the shot clock. There's a shot from the outside. Good enough for a reset, but goes off into the crowd. Last touched by Shutkowski, so fresh 30 anyway. Goodchild, he goes down slow. Now he'll head off to the bench. Took a little whack. And Oshawa will take possession. Andrioli. 2 guys at him, so he dishes off to the far side to Rogers. To St. John. Thinks about shooting just for a second. Over to McNulty. Out to the top to Hanrahan. Swings it to Simmons. Down low, looking for St. John at the side of the crease. That'll be crease violation. They're going to say one of the Outlaws ran through the crease trying to track down that loose ball. Whitby back the other way. Webb tries to feed it up to McDonald. He really has to hustle for it. Can't make it as it goes into the crease. Picked up by Crowley. Just the 1 goal so far in the opening 4 minutes of this second quarter. As Osborne, little spin shot, gets his own rebound off the boards. Flip pass out to the top. There's a heavy shot off the iron as Pfeiffer almost gets one in. Fresh 30 on the clock as the captain, Liam Osborne, dishes it back down to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer going one-on-one with McDonald, beats him, goes to the net and scores. That looks like a crease violation, and Oshawa thought so too. But it's not, so we'll call that a highlight reel goal. Pfeiffer diving through the air. Looks like he was going to swing to the top, then all of a sudden he comes off the pick. He's one-on-one with McDonald and dives right through. You're allowed to be in the crease as long as your body doesn't touch the ground. So referee saying when he jumped through the air, both his feet were outside that crease perimeter, and he did not land until after the ball was in the back of the net. So clean goal and a highlight reel for Pfeiffer. And once again, it's a 2-goal lead for Whitby. They'll set up again on offense. It's Goodchild. Over to Boyd. Boyd now jumps towards the net. He scores. Great job by Boyd. Staying out of the crease. You could see him tiptoeing at the top of that crease line. He knew the refs would be watching a little closer after Oshawa thought that last goal was in the crease. So Boyd doing a really good job just planting his feet and then stretching himself through, going top shelf. That's the biggest lead of the game to this point for Whitby, 6-3. 10:24 left to go in the first half. Whitby gets awarded possession right off that face-off. Riley McKinnon. Over to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer now, he's got room. That shot hits a man in front, doesn't make it towards the goaltender. Picked up by Curtis. good. His shot goes wide. Oshawa trying to quickly bring it down, but ball is only in their stick for a second as Andrioli lost it there, but we're going to have a too many men call. So Whitby on that last line change. Referee was right there. The man who's coming off for a line change has to be in that box in front of the bench before the other guy can leave that box to enter the playing area. It's going to be Sam Solatoro serving that. He's the in-home player, so he'll serve any too many men penalty that we'll see here tonight. So an opportunity now for Oshawa as they work it around on the man advantage. Trailing this one 6-3. Flip pass intended for Simmons. That gets picked off down the middle as John Leclerc. Still with it. Up to Boiseno. Down to Upshaw. To Osborne off the bench. He's all alone, but a big save by Schutzkowski. McDonald scoops it up for the Outlaws. He's being forced a little bit. Now Whitby goes for a full line change. Ball's flipped to St. John at the top. He'll slow things down, wait for the offense to get out. Lots of power play time to play with here as St. John, he steps into one, scores. A power play goal for John St. John as he picks up his 4th point of the night. Second goal to go along with 2 assists. He's been in on every goal for the Outlaws. This one a power play marker. You see everyone getting a touch on that far side. And then St. John fakes the shot. Sees that he's got a little bit of an opening. And he uses that opening to just wire it home. The league's leading scorer, John St. John, just adding to his point total. 52 points on the year now. He's averaging 6.9 points per game this year. Coming off an 8-point game last week in that 9-12 win over Six Nations. So it's a 2-goal game once again. Whitby with the ball off the face-off. This is Goodchild trying to sneak it in near side. Wallace will pick it up for the Outlaws. Pass intended for St. John. That gets picked off. So both teams forced to make another quick line change. Little one-hand grab through the middle, but 3 guys on him as Downey was trying to get it something on net. Quick transition back the other way. Brandon Graham is forced to slow things down. St. John finds a man down the middle. Back to St. John. Over to McNulty. Almost a crease violation. Referee right there, though, to wave that one off. There's a heavy shot from the outside. That hits a man just as the 30-second buzzer goes. Boiseno. He's being double-teamed. Still with it. Tries to go far side. It's picked up by Good. Does get a shot off. Back the other way comes Nolan. Nolan out to Andrioli. Andrioli takes it into the far side. He gets hauled down, and that'll be a penalty against the Steelhawks. So Oshawa, down by 2 goals, will get another look on the power play. Their last goal coming on the man advantage. A heavy shot from John St. John. They'll look to do that once again. Tripping is the call. And John St. John will quarterback things at the top. But first, we're going to have an official timeout. So with the Steelhawks leading the Outlaws 6-4, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. And back inside the Children's Arena after that official's timeout. 6-4 the score. Whitby leading Oshawa, but Oshawa with a power play right now, looking to cut the lead to 1. St. John leading the charge at the top. He's been on every Outlaw goal here so far. 2 goals and 2 assists. He's got it back out at the top now. Backhand pass. That couldn't be handled, and now Whitby, who already have a shorthanded goal tonight, they'll look for another one, but that pass just missed the mark, intended for Boyd. Picked up by St. John, who's in the back end, doing it all here tonight. He'll cross over center, slow things down, move it over to the far side. Hanrahan will take the lead at the top now. Hanrahan has it. He steps in. Little backhand pass to Simmons. His shot saved by Crawley, and a rebound into the wide open cage by McNulty. Crawley made the original save, but when it bounced out, he wasn't able to react on time. And you see McNulty at the side of the crease there. Keep your eye on him because he's going to end up just grabbing that ball off the hop. Crawley thought it was maybe in his legs. It hit the front of him, and before he was able to react, McNulty had already found the back of the net, so another power play goal for the Outlaws. That's 2 straight on the man advantage, making this a 1-goal game. Whitby has had the lead this entire time. And besides the 0-0 opening score, this game has not been tied since. There's St. John off the bench. Saved by Crawley. Now we're going to have another delayed call. Crawley hustles to the bench for the extra attacker. A little 6-on-5 offense with 10 to go on the shot clock. Fernandez behind the net to Osborne. Over to Goodchild. Out to Pfeiffer at the top. His shot saved by Schutzkowski. That'll bring the whistle for the penalty. So after 2 power play goals for the Outlaws, Whitby now will get a chance at power play of their own. They have a shorty tonight, but no power play goals. Six to 5, 5:43 left to go in the first half. Pfeiffer. Over to Boyd, down to Osborne. Ball getting worked around the perimeter. Pfeiffer, backhand pass to Boyd, behind the net to Osborne. Couldn't handle that pass, picked up by Nolan. Nolan back the other way. Little 3-on-2 opportunity, and there's a great chance coming out of the stick of Keegan White. And they'll get the reset. Oshawa down a man right now. Just trying to kill some of the clock. It's John St. John. Just jogging up and down the boards. Tries to dish it off into the middle. Pass intended for McNulty. Doesn't make it to him. Now Whitby back the other way. Good opportunity. Scores. Trent Boyd with the hat-trick goal. And it's a power play goal once again, restoring that 2-goal lead from Whitby. Anytime Oshawa gets within 1, it seems this happens. Whitby restoring the 2-goal lead. This is a power play, but on transition, they didn't even need to set up the man advantage on offense. They just took advantage. Quick transition, and Trent Boyd with another one. We talked about his big week in their last game. Now he's having another big night. 11 points for Trent Boyd last week, 3 goals and 8 assists. He's got 3 points in this one, all goals. Refs letting them go. Good battle. Now the ball gets popped free. There's a heavy shot from the outside. Szuskowski with the save. Rebound scooped up by Downey. He's able to hang on to it somehow. He had guys all over him. Now we're going to have another penalty from that. Goaltender heads to the bench for the extra attacker. McKinnon looking for someone on the far side, and a little sneak pass as he finds Downey at the side of the crease. Little no-look dish. Oshawa trying to goat Whitby into a little retaliatory penalty here. Nothing doing, though. So far, they're still mixing it up a little bit. Words being exchanged from both sides. 2 minutes goes up on the board. McDonald in the box for Oshawa. So right on the heels of a power play goal from the Steelhawks, they're on the man advantage again. Looking to make it a 3-goal lead late in the second quarter. Tagora picks it up off the errant pass. He's going to get on his horse. Little bad angle shot. No problem there for Crawley, who makes the save. Steelhawks bench is fired up after that collision. Good child. Over to the far side to Boyd, looking for his 4th goal. That misses the mark. Picked up by Mandeville. He'll head off to the bench. Dishes the ball to St. John before he goes. St. John being checked hard by John Leclerc. Leclerc still all over him. St. John breaks free now. Bulldozes his way towards the net. Shot. Saved by Crawley. Minute 5 to work with here on the man advantage. Whitby hanging on to that 7-5 lead. They have led the entire way. Good child out to Pfeiffer. Down to Good. Over to Boyd. He rings one off the crossbar. They'll get a fresh 30 on the clock. 42 left to go on the power play. Pfeiffer. He goes down low to Downey. Out to Boyd. Back out to Pfeiffer. Everyone's got a touch now. Back out to Pfeiffer at the top. To Boyd. His shot saved by Szuskowski. Rebounds loose. Picked up by Boyd. He is having an unbelievable game here. 15 to go on the power play. As Downey tries to find a hole in that short side. Szuskowski closes the door. Pfeiffer with it at the top. He looks behind him to see there's only 5 to go in the penalty. Then we're going to be back to even strength. Pfeiffer flips it to Boyd. He's got some room. Szuskowski makes the save. They're going to say Boyd stepped in the crease. Back to 5-on-5 even strength. Strocher to Simmons. Simmons isolated on the near side. He starts driving towards the net. Tries to find McNulty on the far side. Oshawa back the other way. Oshawa is going to set things up. Still lots of time on the shot clock. 1:10 on the game clock. John St. John looking for a man down the middle. Finds Simmons on the far side. His shot saved by Crawley. Down to the final minute of play in this first half. Fernandez. Everyone stacked on that far side as Osborne, the captain, comes through. Szuskowski gets a piece of it. Good enough for the reset. It goes off into the bench. Referees are going to have a discussion of who touched that last, and it's a big decision. Whoever gets possession in this last 42 seconds, that's big. 2-goal game. All 3 of them are coming in now, the officials. They're going to give the ball to Oshawa. Whitby bench surprised at that call. Original call was to Whitby, but after that discussion, they switch things up. McNulty Over to Hanrahan. Back over to the far side to St. John. McNulty sets a pick for him. St. John swings back towards the boards, dishes it to McNulty. McNulty, a little shot as he's getting hit backwards. 3 to go on the shot clock. That one bounces off the turf up into the rafters. And Whitby's going to use their timeout. So just over 20 seconds left to go on the game clock. Whitby are bringing the offense in for a little discussion here on this final possession of this first half. They've got 6 guys. There's 7 guys in front. I was trying to figure out if Crawley was going to be on the bench, but they're not showing their cards right now. Crawley's still on the floor. 7 guys on the floor as well. It looks like Crawley will be on the bench. So there'll be 6 guys on offense. Just 14.2 seconds left to go, actually, in this first half. So Whitby looking for a late period goal. Pfeiffer and Goodchild are back in the defensive zone. Goodchild will bring things out. He's got to start with it, though, all the way in the back end, so he'll really have to boogie to get up here. They look for one last goal before the horn. Goodchild out to Pfeiffer. Back over to Goodchild. Pfeiffer now. They're going to get something on net here. Buzzer's about to go. And they're unable to get anything off. As good shot just a little too late. Szutzkowski makes the save anyhow, and that'll do it for the first half. The Whitby Steelhawks with a 7-5 lead over the Oshawa Outlaws. We've got the third quarter coming up shortly, right after this. And welcome back inside the Children's Arena. Arena Lacrosse League action with the Whitby Steelhawks 7 and the Oshawa Outlaws 5. As we get set for the second half, I'm Scott Arnold. Trent Boyd leading the offense for Whitby in that first half. He had the hat trick. Singles going to Jeff Fernandez, Devin Pfeiffer, John Weller, and the captain, Liam Osborne. On the other side of things, it was John St. John with a pair, Cole Hanrahan with a pair, Jeff McNulty with singles, and Alex Simmons chipping in with 4 assists. Loose ball off the face-off, rolls all the way back to Crawley. Whitby bench like that one, a little backhand pass from the netminder. And Whitby loses that right off the offense. Oshawa back the other way. Andrioli to Simmons. White now with it. Trying to find a man down through the middle. And that doesn't make it in. He's trying to find Adam Horlock wearing the number 18 today. Downey being checked closely by McDonald. Now he's double teamed. Ball gets knocked loose into the corner. Whitby still in possession. 5 to go on the shot clock. You can hear the bench yelling for a shot. There's one. Goes off the post. Quickly back the other way come the Outlaws. Grandal. He's forced to pull out. Look for some help. Little switch hand shot from Rogers. And that'll give possession right back to Whitby. The Steelhawks have led the entire way in this one. Playing with a 2-goal lead most of the way. Every time Oshawa gets within 1, Whitby seems to answer right back. Last time these teams met, it was a 16-13 win for the Outlaws, who currently sit in first place. Whitby tied it for 3rd place in the standings. This would put them at a tie in 2nd place if they're able to hang on to this lead. St. John. Over to the far side to Hanrahan. He's trying to get through the middle. Good defense by Solitero. Ball gets knocked loose, still bouncing around. Picked up by Anderson. He'll jog it down. Osborne with it now. Whitby just cycling around, trying to find a hole down the middle. Osborne gets through. Gets hauled down, though, so can't get a great shot off. Whitby still with possession. Fresh 30. Another shot. And another fresh 30. Highland. Out to the top to Fernandez. Shot from Downey. That one goes wide of the mark, all the way back down. And it'll be an over and back call. Oshawa setting up on the offense. Looking to make this a 1-goal game. Rogers. Moves it out to Hanrahan. Flip pass to Simmons. Little swim move. Tries to feed it to St. John. That one's off the mark. Bouncing around in front of the crease. Picked up by Rogers. He'll take the shot. That doesn't make it through. Hits a man in front. Still scrambling is Simmons with a little twister shot. That one ends up hitting the mesh behind. So Trent Boyd, who already has the hat trick, will bring it down. It's knocked loose by McDonald. Good defensive play. Battle ensues in the corner, picked up by McDonald. He'll take off. Goes as far as center. He'll head for a line change. Flips the ball to Horlock, who drives towards the net. Shot, scores. Adam Horlock finds the back of the net. It is a 1-goal game once again. Nice little transition as McDonald just hangs on to it. He's calling for a man to come over and help him. He is gassed at that point, and that man happens to be Horlock. And he just takes it all the way to the hole. 7-6. That is the first goal of this half. And we're going to see a Whitby penalty. We're going to say Peyton McIntosh got Horlock on the back as he was scoring that goal. So we'll see a power play right now for the Outlaws. John St. John. We've seen 2 power play goals from Oshawa so far in this game. Both of them were back-to-back power plays in that second quarter. As McNulty sees the shot clock, just 5 to go. St. John steps into one, fakes the shot, moves it off to Rogers, saved by Crawley. Crawley with the long outlet pass. McNulty doing a good job on defense, screening John Weller, who was looking for that pass. Schutzkowski misses the mark as he tried to dish it from the top of his crease. Boisno was right there to scoop that up just past half. Osborne trying to drive towards the net. He's being double teamed now. Under a minute left to kill in the Steelhawks penalty. So he's doing it all by himself, ends up drawing a penalty. It's a great hustle by the captain, Liam Osborne. And you can hear the bench banging their sticks. They like that. With 47 seconds left to kill in their own penalty. It'll be a holding call the other way, so we'll see some 4-on-4 action. So that cancels out the power play just like that. Aiden Saint heading to the box for Oshawa. On the tail end of this, we will see a Whitby power play. Right after this, 4-on-4. Oshawa trying to tie this one up. They've trailed the entire game. Andrioli. This St. John. Finds Simmons cutting through. His shot right in the belly pad of Crawley. Long outlet pass right on the money to Anderson. He shoots and scores. Grant Crawley makes the save and then the dish. So he'll pick up the assist on that one as Darius Anderson with the goal. Watch this pass from Crawley. Just takes his time, keeps it low enough so it doesn't hit the ceiling. And then Anderson goes far side top corner. And once again, it's a 2-goal lead for the Steelhawks. 4-on-4 for another 8 seconds. And then we'll see Whitby go to work on the power play. Oshawa with the ball now, though. They're shorthanded. Whitby needs another man out there. They finally realize it now. You can hear the bench. Everyone yelling for that extra man. That'll be an over and back call, so the power play will get set up now. 57 seconds to work with on the man advantage. And once again, Oshawa, as soon as it looked like they might tie things up, Whitby restores that 2-goal lead. Looking to make it 3 now on this man advantage. Everybody getting a touch. Pfeiffer quarterbacking things at the top. They'll move it over to Goodchild for the shot. Schutzkowski with the save. McDonald trying to cross center. He's being checked hard. And now it's picked off. A great play by Osborne, the captain, And they've got 18 seconds left to work with on this man advantage. Pfeiffer fakes the flip pass to Boyd. Pfeiffer still with it at the top. Goodchild back out to Pfeiffer. Down low for a shot from Osborne. 1 second left on that penalty. Now we're back to even strength. And that'll be an even strength goal by Jeff Fernandez. Might as well have been a power play, though, as that man out of the box did not even have time to rejoin the defense. And Fernandez will pick up his second goal of the game. You'll just see him sneak down low. McDonald tries to come over and cover him, but Fernandez had a step on him. And it's a 3-goal game, 9-6 Whitby. Nice battle off the face-off. Seen this a few times tonight. Some good draw battles. Referees letting them go. Now we've got some hacking and whacking, and that'll bring a penalty. Couple slashes on both sides, so we'll see how they sort this out, if both guys will get it. It'll look like Whitby will get the only penalty after this one. It's Riley McKinnon slashing, the obvious call there. 2 minutes up on the board. And Oshawa once again looking to make this a 2-goal game. 2 power play goals already for them, looking to make it 3. St. John down to McNulty. Out to Simmons. That goes off the side of his stick. Ball loose near the Whitby bench. Little battle ensues. Looks like Simmons is going to come out of the pile with it. He's got some room. Shot on the run. Goes just wide of the mark. Back the other way is Leclerc. Smart move. He tries to pull out anyway. Gets knocked down, though, as he did. Little backhand pass to nobody. So that hits a man through the middle. That'll allow Oshawa to come back the other way. Still a minute left to work with on the power play. Hanrahan at the top. Backhand over to Simmons. That one goes just high and wide. Picked up by Anderson. Boiseno with it. 3-on-2. Whitby decides to slow things down, kill off some more time on this penalty. 40 to go now. Whitby's content just killing the clock. They've got a nice 3-goal lead at this point. 4 to go on the shot clock as Downey. Just a little sidearm shot. Still manages to get it on net, though. Rebound scooped up by Oshawa. 20 seconds left to go on their power play, so this will be the last offensive opportunity for them on the man advantage. Haven't been able to get much going on this power play. Simmons over to McNulty. Out to St. John. Horlock didn't know where it was. And now back the other way. Here comes Boiseno. Boiseno with the dish, and Szuczkowski makes a phenomenal save on Highland. We're back to 5-on-5. Pass intended for St. John. That was a little too high. Goes all the way down into the corner. Scott Edwards heads to the bench, flips the ball, though, first before he goes off to Fernandez, who moves it over to Boyd. Boyd trying to find some room down the middle, looks for a cutter, and that'll be crease ball, and it'll be an official's timeout with the Whitby Steelhawks leading the Oshawa Outlaws 9-6. We'll be right back. And back from the officials' timeout. Just under 5 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Steelhawks hanging on to a 9-6 lead over the Outlaws. Looking to hand Oshawa just their second loss of the season. Trying to find some room through the middle is Highland. That pass gets picked off. Good press, though, by the Steelhawks as Osborne trying to get that loose ball. Good hustle in the corner by the captain. But Oshawa will be awarded the ball. Here comes McDonald. McDonald flips it behind him. Rogers. He'll try to drive his way through to the middle. St. John sets a pick for him. Out to Simmons at the top. Heavy shot goes high. Hanrahan scoops up the rebound. His shot on the run hits the end boards and up into the rafters. Giving the ball right back to Whitby. Driving to the net is Downey now. Makes a little move and scores. Jared Downey picks up his first. And it's a 4-goal lead now for the Steelhawks, 10-6. You see Downey getting it just towards center. Does a little jump. Burns by his man, and then a little fake right at the last second to beat Schutzkowski. Down for the face-off where we've seen some great battles tonight. And here's another one. Referee does blow this one down, doesn't let it play out. He's going to award the ball to Oshawa. St. John with it. He's being joined by McNulty, who now has the ball. McNulty's pass a little too high for Hanrahan. Picked up by White. Tries for the dunk goal. Crease ball, but Crowley makes the save anyhow. Osborne. All by himself. Gets some help now from Boyd, who has the ball. And a little moving pick call on the far side and a late shot from Boyd. The Outlaws take exception to that. Oshawa bench not happy with that. Referee trying to reset things. Bringing Oshawa back just in front of that restraining line as Rogers gets knocked down, and it'll be a penalty off that hit. Checking from behind. John Weller to the box, and the Whitby bench is furious with that call. Both benches upset right now. You can hear from both sides as things starting to heat up here inside the Children's Arena. Oshawa going to work on another power play. They're down by 4 right now. Still 3:07 left to go in the third quarter. Hanrahan at the top, moves it to St. John. Back out to Hanrahan, over to Simmons. Hanrahan down low to McNulty. Back out to Hanrahan, he's got some room. Heavy shot saved by Crawley. It'll be McKinnon. Moving past center. Dishes it off into the middle. Good opportunity there, but it's broken up. It's McDonald. Moves it up to St. John. St. John will slow things down. Playing some catch now with Hanrahan. McNulty with it in the corner. Back out to Hanrahan. He had some room to step in, but bobbled that. Recovers quickly. Back over to McNulty to Simmons. His shot saved by Crawley. Loose ball. Be scooped up the other way. And that'll be an over and back call. So big possession. Given back to Oshawa. 52 seconds to play with on the man advantage as McDonald. He'll need to get off, get some offense out there. Bounces it to St. John. Out to Hanrahan at the top. Hanrahan goes down low, trying to find Horlock. Ball's bouncing off into the corner. Still loose. Scooped up by St. John. He gets a shot off just as the 30-second was about to expire. $10 left to kill on the penalty. Oshawa has to be careful. No call on that one. Whitby wanted a call. There's a shot on the run from Boyd as we're back to 5-on-5 even strength. Entering the final minute of play in this third quarter. St. John. A little moving pick on that far side. Gives the ball right back to Whitby. Here comes Hamley. Being chased down by Andrioli. Hamley dishes it off to Goodchild. McDonald watching him closely. Pfeiffer now over to Downey. Downey shot through traffic. That just misses the mark. 35 left to go in the third quarter now. Simmons. Dishes it to St. John. St. John signaling for Rogers to come out. Over to Simmons. His shot hits Crawley. Ball's loose. Picked up by Horlock, who's absolutely hammered into the boards. A dangerous check. He's really slow to get up. Adam Horlock. Looking for that loose ball. He ended up getting cranked. John Leclerc will go off to the penalty box. Referees are going to have a discussion. We saw a 5-minute boarding call earlier. And here we see another one. So 5 minutes up on the board. Oshawa will pull the goaltender here for the extra attacker with just 11.7 seconds left in this third quarter. They trail by 4, looking for a late quarter goal. So it'll be 6-on-4. McNulty over to Simmons. Back to McNulty, quick stick goal, he scores. Great passing by the Outlaws, finished by McNulty. With just 2.7 seconds left to go. You can see St. John starting with it. He'll move it down to McNulty and then Simmons with that great dish to McNulty, who was waiting at the side of the crease. That just took 9 seconds into the 5-minute major for them to score. As the final seconds tick off of the third quarter. So going into the break, the Whitby Steelhawks have a 10-7 lead over the Oshawa Outlaws. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this. And we're just getting set for the fourth quarter. The Whitby Steelhawks with a 10-7 lead right now over the Oshawa Outlaws. Still 4:48 left to go in the 5-minute major to the Steelhawks. Oshawa already with a power play goal on this man advantage. Able to score just 9 seconds into that one. It's John Leclerc in the box, and another goal on the power play. This one coming from the stick of Tristan Rogers. So for the 7th time tonight, we've got a 2-goal game. As Tristan Rogers off the power play. This one just taking 22 seconds into the quarter. You see Rogers doing a great job cutting through. It's a 10-8. That'll wipe out the power play, but Leclerc will have to serve the full 5. Whitby on the penalty kill. Trying to stop some of that momentum as Anderson. It's hauled down. There's a shot coming from the captain, Osborne. Manages to get it on net. Ball's loose. Whitby doing a great job here, keeping the possession alive. As Osborne, he reaches in for that one, looks for the dunk goal. Didn't have the ball, though. Flip pass from Andrioli up to Webb. Webb looking for some help off the bench. Simmons with it. Simmons fakes the pass, cuts through the lane. That one just a bit outside. And back the other way. Whitby wanted a penalty on that call. Play will stay alive. Hanrahan behind the net. He has 2 goals already. Hanrahan starts his drive towards the net, flips it off to the side. Intended for White. St. John trying to scoop up the Lucy in the corner. He's got it now. 4 to go on the shot clock. Oshawa has to get something on net. They fail to do so before the 30-second buzzer. Slipping through the double team on a nice move there was Hamley. Aiden Saint brings it all the way down, flips it off into the corner. That pass way too high on the flip. Giving possession right back to Whitby. Little breakaway for Pfeiffer. Shoots and scores. Devin Pfeiffer picks up his 2nd goal. A transition one for the Steelhawks. And you can see the pass right there intended for St. John. Way over his head. And then Crawley picking up his 2nd assist. As Pfeiffer does a great job going 5-hole. Grant Crawley making big saves, but also making a couple big dishes. Making it look easy back there in the Whitby net. Firing those bombs down the length of the floor. 3 minutes into this 4th quarter. There's a heavy shot. That one goes wide. That'll be an over and back call. 3-goal game. Whitby with the lead. Boyd fakes the backhand pass. Pfeiffer looking for another goal. That one goes way up and into the rafters. Wallace will bring it down for the Outlaws. To Hanrahan. Hanrahan all by himself on the near side. Finds an opening to McNulty down low. His shot saved by Crawley. Oshawa able to get it up off the rebound, fresh 30. St. John now drives his way through the lane. Crawley looked to get a piece of that one. And it's all the way back down. On transition are the Steelhawks again. Solatoro, though, he's forced to pull out, wait for some help. He goes to the bench, flips the ball off before he does. Fernandez with it. To Goodchild. Tries to dish it back to Fernandez. That's broken up. Andrioli scoops it up. 2-on-1 back the other way. Andrioli by himself out front, scores. Nick Andrioli. The nice defensive play to get the ball. And then he ends up with the finish at the other end. And once again, it's a 2-goal game. You see Andrioli right there doing all the work. Makes the strip. Goes through 2 guys. The dish. The nice catch. And then the finish. Just a great goal from Nick Andrioli. Ball's loose off the face-off. Just outside the Oshawa bench. Outlaws get it. Looking to get within 1. Nolan with the ball. He's being double-teamed off the sideboards. Ball gets knocked loose. McDonald right there to scoop it up. Tries to dish far side. That hits a man in front. Oshawa able to keep possession. Simmons to St. John. Far side over to Hanrahan. That shot hits a body in front. Hanrahan gets it right back. Shot on the run. Just as a 30-second clock expires. We're going to have a penalty. Both guys going, it looks like. So Leclerc finally gets out of the box from his 5-minute major. 2 goals were scored on it. So it wiped the power play, but he still had to serve that full 5. And now we're going to have some coincidental penalties. It's a 4-on-4 action. Referees having a brief discussion, though, first. But that's what it appears it's going to be. Some 4-on-4. They just want to make sure they get it correct. And after that discussion, they're going to give possession to Oshawa. Whitby bench not happy with that one, but obviously you're not going to change the referee's mind. 2-goal game as we enter the final 10 minutes of regulation. Trying to do it all himself was Tristan Rogers. He gets stripped. Back the other way comes Boiseno. We're going to have a delayed call against Oshawa as Osborne off the bench and a big save by Schutzkowski. Crawley being called to the bench for the extra attacker. But it's an over and back call. Great defensive play. Brandon Graham knocking his man over. Otherwise, Whitby would have had the goalie out and an extra man on that offensive possession, but they're able to force the whistle. So now we're going to see some 4-on-3 lacrosse. It'll be 5-on-4. Or 5-on-5. Those are coincidental again. So penalty box getting packed on both sides. Simmons with the ball. Now we're going to have another penalty, but it'll be wiped out by the goal as Simmons scores, but then a penalty after the goal. But the big story, the goal, as Simmons brings his team within 1. And it looks like Whitby is going to get a couple penalties out of here. Might be a 10-minute misconduct. Referee blew his whistle a couple times. And another time, someone is getting ejected, and it will be Anderson. So it looks like Anderson upset with that call. He'll head off for the early shower. Simmons with the goal, and the referees are going to have to discuss that one. See how they're going to call this. The opening 6 minutes of this fourth quarter have been penalty filled. Schutzkowski's going to take advantage of the delay. He'll come out of his crease. Head to the bench for a little water break. We had the original call, then Simmons scored, so it wiped that out. And then there was a penalty after the goal. And then the referee blew his whistle 2 more times, signaling 2 more penalties. But I think Whitby will just be down the 1 man, 5-on-4. I believe it was a 10-minute misconduct and a game misconduct were the extra calls. So 2 minutes does go up on the board on the Whitby side. Timekeeper, though, still needing some help from the referees. They ring the buzzer, calling the referees over for a brief discussion. They still haven't put that Simmons goal up on the board yet. They're just trying to figure things out. 3 guys in the Whitby penalty box, 2 in the Oshawa side. But it will be 5-on-4 as soon as we're all set here. Referee points back towards the dot for the face-off. Ball's loose. This is a big possession. Whoever can scoop this one up. And it's Oshawa, just momentarily. It's Boiseno. Forces that. He's got the ball. That shot goes wide. Scores on the rebound as Hamley came in to scoop that up. And that'll restore the 2-goal lead. You see Boiseno, he had the strip, runs down, first shot gets stopped, and then Hamley coming in and scooping that up. They still haven't put up the Simmons goal yet. The scoreboard's showing 12-9, but it is 12-10. There, they fix that now. 1:42 left to go in the penalty after that short-handed goal. McDonald crosses over center. Moves it to St. John. Oshawa has been in this position all night, down by 2 goals on 9 different occasions. That one hits the rafters, giving the ball to the Steelhawks. 1:10 left to kill on their penalty. We'll see how much urgency the Steelhawks have here to try and get towards the net, or if they're just looking to kill the clock. Goodchild does a full lap of the floor. Out to Boiseno. Shot from the far side. able to find the bottom corner as Downey with another shorthanded goal. Goodchild doing a good job just slowing things down. Then he gets some ball movement going. Trent Boyd with the heavy pick. And Downey takes advantage. 13-10. There's a big hit. Whitby wants a penalty off that one. There will be no call. Oshawa back down the other way. So 25 seconds left to work with on the power play for Oshawa. But two shorthanded goals for Whitby on this man advantage. And they've got the ball again. Moving it quick down the floors, Leclerc. His shot saved by Schutzkowski. Long outlet pass to Grandel. That'll do it for the power play. Back to 5-on-5. St. John will take it to the far side. Dishes off into the corner to McNulty. Out to the top to Simmons. His shot saved by Crawley. McNulty now working it around. Into St. John's stick. Through to the middle, diving through the crease, but Crawley making another stop. Whitby bench loves that. Hamley dishes the ball to Osborne. Osborne has two guys on him. Flips it off to Pfeiffer. Now we'll have a penalty as things starting to get rough out here. An illegal cross-check call. Fans are not happy with that one. You can hear them behind us as this will be an official timeout as well. Steelhawks leading the Outlaws 13-10. We'll be right back. And we're back after that officials timeout. We'll take a look at that call. You could hear the reaction from fans behind us, but this is going to be going against the Steelhawks. And just watch on your left side. Just looked like a moving pick call as McDonald goes down. You can see 21 Osborne will get the call. So Oshawa going to work on the man advantage. Looking to make it a 2-goal game once again. McNulty in the corner, out to St. John. Back to McNulty. St. John again. McNulty steps out of the corner. Can't beat Crawley. That long pass hits the rafters. Back the other way comes St. John. Into McNulty. Dives through. Crawley makes the save. Oshawa can pick it up. They'll have a fresh 30 to play with. No call on that hit in the corner. Again, fans reacting as things getting really rough in this fourth quarter. Feels like there's been someone in the box the entire fourth quarter. And now we've got a man down after that collision. That was a big hit against the boards. Trainers on the floor, but not coming out. Just came out in case. 1:19 left to go on the power play, but I believe Whitby will have the ball right now. Saw them score 2 shorthanded goals on the last Oshawa power play. As John Leclerc, who is the man down, makes his way off. Boisno will start with the ball. Has McDonald right in front of him. Boisno gets across center. McDonald trying to pin him against the boards. Boisno breaks free. Still with it. McDonald still on him. Now the ball gets knocked loose. Good child right there, though, to scoop it up. McDonald now on good child. It's the 30-second buzzer sounds, and Wallace will bring it back the other way for the Outlaws. Just over 5 minutes left to go in regulation. Good chunk of power play time still left, though. If Oshawa can get something going here, they'll be within 2 again. Is Simmons trying to draw through 2 defenders. Ball gets knocked free, picked up by St. John. Behind the net to McNulty. 2 to go on the shot clock as McNulty goes far side to Hanrahan, and he gets knocked down. And Oshawa fails to get a shot off on that last possession, and things really heating up now. As Simmons is right in there with 3 Steelhawks. And it looks like Whitby will be getting the lone penalty. No. Simmons, the lone penalty, or will be in the box as well as the lone penalty on this one. So it'll be some 4-on-4 for just 16 seconds. And then we'll see a power play. So Goodchild will start things off at the top. 4:43 left to go in regulation. Steelhawks with a 3-goal cushion. Trying to redeem their loss against the Outlaws earlier in the season. They lost that one 16-3. Both teams came into this game on 3-game winning streaks. Whitby in no rush right now. They're fine just killing some time off. There's a shot from Pfeiffer from the outside. And that's his 4th goal of the game. And that'll be a power play marker. And it's a 4-goal cushion for the Steelhawks. And you can see Pfeiffer, he'll come in now on the left side of your screen. He's going to wait for the dish. And then he just steps in and cranks it from way long distance. And Schutzkowski is going to be called to the bench. Jackson Brown will come in now for the Outlaws. 14-10 lead for Whitby. 4:16 left to go in regulation. Ball will be awarded to Whitby off that face-off. Toronto Monarchs beat the Peterborough Timbermen earlier today, so they're in sole possession of second place with a 6-2 record. If Whitby can hang on here, they will join the Monarchs in second place with the same record. And Oshawa will also move to 6-2, so this will actually bottleneck everyone at first place. So this will really shuffle the standings if Whitby can hang on to this one. That one goes off into the crowd as the goalie will have to hustle back. Whitby has an empty cage to shoot at. As McKinnon with the empty net goal. And there was going to be a penalty behind the play as well. As tempers are really starting to flare out there right now. Both sides getting frustrated. Oshawa will end up with a penalty. They sent a man a little early. as they were trying to get Brown back into the net. Referee over with the timekeeper right now, as both benches trying to get the referee's attention to see what's going on. Referee signals it's a clean goal, which we knew it was. 15-10, the score showing on the board. Oshawa not happy at all. Their bench is fired up. And it'll be a draw ball back at center. Timekeeper once again looking for the referee's attention. They have been busy in this fourth quarter. No penalty, that'll be wiped out by the goal. So it's going to be an illegal substitution penalty. But the goal wipes that. Referee signals once again that it's a goal. Ball's loose off the face-off. Big hit towards the Whitby bench. Possession call awarded to Oshawa. They've got a 5-goal mountain to climb. Brown heads to the bench for the extra attacker. Rogers will start with the ball. Moves it over to St. John. Down to McNulty, and we're going to have another penalty. No, ref puts his arm down. Looked like he was calling a penalty. Had his arm up for a second. McNulty with it behind the net. Backhand pass out. Whitby back the other way. And we've got a penalty this time coming. Something from the Oshawa bench. Referee blows the whistle again. He's going to throw somebody off the bench. And it's going to be a timeout, Whitby. They're going to try and slow things down here. Just maybe get this pace slowed down. 5-goal cushion. What a battle this has been. A battle for first place. Oshawa right now with a 6-1 record at the top. The Monarchs, after beating Peterborough earlier today, they've got a 6-2 record. And if Whitby hangs on, they will also have a 6-2 record. So we'll have a 3-way tie atop the standings. That's the way it looks right now. The way Grant Crawley has been playing, I don't think you're going to put 5 by him in these final 3 minutes. Big scores on the Whitby side. Jeff Fernandez has 2 goals, 2 assists. Trent Boyd with 3 goals and an assist. Tyler Goodchild, 4 assists. Devin Pfeiffer, he had just picked up the hat trick recently. So he's got 3 and 1. On the other side of the coin, John St. John, he's got 2 goals, 4 assists for Oshawa. Simmons has a goal and 5 assists. And Jeff McNulty with 2 goals and 2 assists. Under 3 minutes left to go now. And they're just running the clock down. Play hasn't officially started. They were just running 12 seconds down. Now we're good to go. 2 minutes up on the board on the Oshawa side. So there was an unsportsmanlike on the Oshawa bench. That was the call. Goodchild. Couldn't get that pass. Here comes Oshawa back the other way. If they can hang on to it. It's Brandon Graham. He's hustling down floor. Crosses over the center line. He's being double teamed. Ball gets knocked free. Way up into the rafters. Giving the ball right back to Whitby. Goodchild. Out to Pfeiffer at the top. Boyd now. Back to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer controlling things at the top of the floor. Fakes like he's going to step into that one. Moves it to Goodchild. Soft shot. That goes high. Pfeiffer forced to chase it down.